I used to think my life was simple. I'm just a normal guy, I once told Alyssa, laughing as we walked across campus. No drama. No games. She squeezed my hand and said, "That's why I love you." I believed her. I believed every word she ever said to me. I believed in the way she looked at me when we first met, the way she rested her head on my shoulder during long lectures, the way she promised I was the only one. I was proud to walk beside her. I was proud to call her mine. People stare at us, I joked one afternoon. She smiled. Maybe they're jealous. Of me? I asked. Of us, she said. That word, us, meant everything to me. That day started like any other. We were crossing the main courtyard, students laughing around us, noise everywhere. Alyssa was talking about an assignment, waving her hands the way she always did when she was excited. I was half listening, half smiling, thinking how lucky I was. Then I heard his voice. "Hey, baby." It was smooth, confident, too comfortable. I stopped walking. Alyssa didn't. She turned toward him, her face lighting up in a way I hadn't seen in weeks. "Hey," she said softly. I looked at him. Ethan. Everyone knew him. Tall, charming, always surrounded by people. The kind of guy who never doubts himself. The kind of guy who takes what he wants. He glanced at me, then back at her. "You heading to class?" he asked. "Yeah," she said, smiling. "See you later," he said. "Don't be late again." Again. He walked away like nothing had happened. I was still standing there, my hand empty, my chest tight. "Did he just call you baby?" I asked. She laughed. "You're overthinking it." "No," I said. "Answer the question." She sighed. "It's just how he talks." "And you're okay with it?" She shrugged. "Why wouldn't I be?" That shrug felt heavier than a slap. I forced a laugh. "Because you're my girlfriend." She rolled her eyes. "You're being dramatic." We walked to class in silence. My thoughts were louder than the crowd. "Baby." She didn't correct him. She didn't even hesitate. She enjoyed it. I could see it in her smile. After class, I waited for her outside. When she came out, I said, "We need to talk." "Can it wait?" she asked. "No," I said. "It can't." We sat on a bench under a tree. Students passed by, unaware that something inside me was cracking. "I didn't like what happened earlier," I said. She crossed her arms. "What exactly?" "Ethan calling you baby." She laughed again. "You're still on that?" "Yes," I said. "Because it hurt." She looked annoyed. "Why are you acting insecure?" she asked. "I'm not insecure," I said. "I'm your boyfriend. And I'm allowed to have friends," she snapped. "Friends don't call each other baby," I said. She leaned back. "You're making this a big deal for no reason." "It felt disrespectful," I said. "To you," she replied. "Not to me." Those words cut deep. "So my feelings don't matter?" I asked. She hesitated, then said, "I just don't want to feel controlled." "Controlled?" I repeated. "I'm asking for basic respect." "You're being possessive," she said. I laughed, but it sounded broken. "Wow." She stood up. "I have things to do." "So that's it?" I asked. She grabbed her bag. "You'll get over it." She walked away. I sat there alone, staring at the ground, replaying everything. The smile. The shrug. The way she defended him without thinking twice. Was I blind, I wondered, or did I just lose her today? That night I called her. She didn't answer. I texted her. "Can we talk?" No reply. An hour later I saw her story. A blurry photo. Laughter. A familiar voice in the background. "Ethan's." I whispered to myself, "So this is how it starts." My phone buzzed. A message from her. "You're being weird today." "Weird." I typed, "You hurt me." She replied, "You're too sensitive." I stared at the screen, my hands shaking. "I trusted you," I said out loud, even though she couldn't hear me. I remembered all the times I defended her. All the times I said, she'd never do that. All the times I believed love meant ignoring doubt. That night I lay in bed, staring at the ceiling. My chest felt heavy. My mind wouldn't stop. Was I not enough? Did she ever respect me? Or was I just convenient? I thought about Ethan's voice. Calm, confident, untouched. And my own voice earlier. Shaky, questioning, small. I whispered, "I don't recognize myself anymore." Something broke inside me that night. Not loudly. Not all at once. Just a quiet crack, spreading slowly. I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I just felt empty. I realized that trust isn't lost in one moment. It dies when someone sees your pain and chooses not to care. As I closed my eyes, one thought stayed with me, repeating like a warning I ignored too long. This was the end. I just didn't know it yet. I kept telling myself that Alyssa and I had something real. You remember our first day? I asked her once, smiling. She laughed. You were so nervous you spilled coffee on your shoes. And you said it was cute, I replied. She said, it was. That memory stayed with me longer than it should have. We met during orientation. She sat next to me and whispered, do you know where this room is? I didn't, but I said yes anyway. That was how it started. Small lies, harmless ones wrapped in smiles. You're different, she told me weeks later. How? I asked. You listen, she said. Most guys don't. I believe that made me special. We promised each other simple things. I won't hurt you, she said one night. I won't leave, I replied. She looked at me and said, then we're safe. Now those words felt like a joke I didn't laugh at. After that day in the courtyard, I started replaying old conversations. Sorry I missed your call, she used to say. It's fine, I replied every time. Just busy, she'd add. I nodded like I understood. I remembered the way she'd tilt her phone away when texting. Who's that? I once asked. Just a class group, she said too fast. I remembered the distance that crept in slowly. You're quiet lately, I said one evening. I'm just tired, she replied. Of me? I asked as a joke. She didn't laugh. Ryan noticed before I did. Man, something's off, he told me while we sat outside the cafeteria. You're imagining things, I said. I'm not, he replied. I've seen Ethan around her. So what? I snapped. They're in the same class. Ryan leaned closer. That guy doesn't play fair. She's not like that, I said. Ryan sighed. Love's making you blind. That word hit me harder than I expected. Don't talk about her like that, I said. I'm talking about him, Ryan replied. Ethan has a reputation. I trust her, I said. And that's what scares me, he answered. I walked away angry, but his words followed me. That night I called Alyssa. Why didn't you answer earlier? I asked. I was busy, she said. With what? She paused. Stuff. That pause stayed in my head. Do you still care about me? I asked quietly. She laughed. Where is this coming from? I just need to hear it, I said. She sighed. You're being dramatic again. Again. The next day I confronted her properly. I don't feel respected, I said. She crossed her arms. You're doing this again? I need honesty, I said. You need control, she replied. That hurt more than I expected. I'm not controlling, I said. You don't like me talking to other guys, she snapped. I don't like other guys calling you baby, I replied. You're jealous, she said. I'm hurt, I answered. She shook her head. This is exhausting, she said. So am I replied. She leaned closer. You should work on your insecurity, she whispered. I felt small. I trusted you, I said. And I didn't cheat, she replied quickly. Too quickly. I started questioning myself after that. Am I overreacting? Am I weak? Is this my fault? Ryan texted me later. Did you talk to her? Yeah, I replied. She made me feel crazy. Ryan called me instantly. That's gaslighting, he said. Stop using big words, I replied. I'm serious, he said. She's flipping it on you. I don't know what to believe anymore, I admitted. That was the truth. A few nights later, I was walking past the student lounge when I heard her voice. I wasn't trying to spy. I just stopped when I heard my name. You don't have to worry about him, she said softly. There was a pause. I know, she continued. He's safe. Safe. My chest tightened. Another pause. No, I like it when you call me that, she said. Then she laughed. Baby. I stood frozen. I'll see you later, she added. Don't text me here. I walked away before I heard anything else. My legs felt weak, but my face stayed calm. Inside something went quiet. No anger. No tears. Just understanding. She wasn't confused. She had chosen. That night she texted me. Why are you being distant? I stared at the screen for a long time. I typed nothing. I didn't confront her. I didn't argue. I didn't beg. I just stopped reaching. The silence wasn't a strategy. It was all I had left. For the first time since I met her, I let myself feel the truth without defending it. Love hadn't betrayed me. I betrayed myself by ignoring the signs. And as I lay in bed staring at my phone, I understood something clearly. Silence wasn't weakness. It was the beginning of me letting go. I decided to stop chasing answers and let the truth come to me. I didn't text Alyssa that morning. I didn't call her in the afternoon. I didn't check her stories at night. I told myself if she cares, she'll notice. She didn't. By the second day, the silence felt loud. My phone stayed quiet except for messages from Ryan. "You good?" he asked. "Yeah," I lied. "You don't sound good," he replied. "I just need space," I said. The truth was, I wanted to see how long it would take for her to miss me. Took forever. On the third day, I finally saw her on campus. She was laughing, walking ahead of me. Ethan was beside her. Too close. Too comfortable. I didn't hide. I didn't turn away. I followed them, my chest tight, my mind clear for the first time in days. She noticed me near the library. Her smile faded. "Oh," she said. "Hey." "Hey," I replied. "Can we talk?" She looked at Ethan. "Give me a minute." He smirked and walked off. That smirk stayed in my head. We stood there, facing each other like strangers. "You've been distant," she said. "I was waiting," I replied. "For what?" "For you to care." She sighed. "This again?" "No," I said. "This ends today." Her eyes narrowed. "What do you mean?" "I know about the calls," I said. She froze. Just for a second. Then she recovered. "You were spying on me?" she snapped. I shook my head. "I heard you." "Heard what?" "You telling him you like being called baby." Her silence said everything. "So," she finally said. "So?" I repeated. "You're acting like I cheated," she replied. "You crossed a line," I said. "With words?" she laughed. "You're too safe." That word again. "What does that even mean?" I asked. "It means you don't excite me," she said. "You don't challenge me. So loyalty is boring now?" I asked. "Don't twist it," she replied. "I'm not," I said. "I'm listening." She crossed her arms. "Ethan makes me feel alive," she said. Alive. Those words didn't hurt. They erased something. "So I'm what?" I asked. "You're comfortable," she said. "Like furniture?" "Don't be dramatic," she replied. I laughed, but my voice sounded hollow. "I loved you," I said. "And I didn't ask you to change who I am," she replied. "I asked for respect," I said. "And I asked for space," she answered. I looked at her face, searching for regret. There was none. Just annoyance. Like I was a problem she wanted solved. "I won't beg," I said quietly. "Good," she replied. "Because I'm done explaining myself." That was it. I nodded once. "Take care," I said. "That's all?" she asked, surprised. "That's everything," I replied. I turned and walked away. No shouting. No tears. No last speech. Each step felt heavy but also final. Behind me she called my name once. I didn't turn around. I kept walking until the noise of campus faded. Until the lights blurred. Until I was alone. I sat on a bench near the empty sports field. My hands started shaking. My breathing broke. "Get it together," I whispered to myself. I didn't. The tears came fast and ugly. "I wasn't enough," I said out loud. I covered my face. I forgot myself. That was the truth. I had made excuses. I had stayed quiet. I had swallowed disrespect because I thought love meant patience. "No," I said, wiping my face. "Love doesn't erase self-respect." A soft voice spoke beside me. "Are you okay?" I looked up. A girl from my economics class. I barely knew her name. "Mia," she said gently. "We sit in the same row." "Yeah," I said, embarrassed. "I'm fine." She didn't believe me. "You don't look fine," she said. I laughed weakly. "I just got dumped without being dumped." She sat beside me, leaving space. "That hurts more," she said. "Yeah," I replied. We sat in silence for a moment. "You don't have to explain," she added. "I wasn't planning to," I said. She nodded. "Good." That kindness almost broke me again. After a while she stood up. "Take care of yourself," she said. "I'll try," I replied. She walked away, but her words stayed. That night Ryan came over. "You walked away?" he asked. "Yeah," I said. "Did she chase you?" "No," I replied. He nodded slowly. "That hurts," he said. "It cleared something," I answered. Later, alone in my room, I stared at my phone. No messages from Melissa. Not even a question mark. I opened our old chats. "I miss you. I love you. I'm not going anywhere." I deleted the thread. My hands stopped shaking. "I won't chase," I told myself. "I won't fight him," I continued. "I won't beg." I stood in front of the mirror and barely recognized the guy looking back. You let this happen, I said to my reflection. But you won't let it happen again. For the first time since everything started, I felt something new. Not anger. Not sadness. Determination. I lay down, exhausted, staring into the dark. This is where it changes, I whispered. Pain was still there, heavy and sharp, but it wasn't controlling me anymore. That night, I didn't dream of her. I dreamed of becoming someone she could never touch again. And that was the night I walked away. I disappeared without announcing it. I stopped sitting in the usual places. I stopped walking the same paths. I stopped being visible to them. Ryan noticed first. You're off the grid, he said. That's the point, I replied. You okay? I'm working on it. That was the truth, even if it didn't feel real yet. I still saw Alyssa and Ethan sometimes. It was impossible not to. They didn't hide. They laughed loudly. They walked close. She leaned into him the way she used to lean into me. Every time I saw them, something twisted in my chest. Ryan clenched his jaw once and said, "They're doing it on purpose." "Let them," I replied. "You sure?" I'm tired of reacting. That surprised even me. Instead of going home early, I started staying late at the gym. The first day, I barely lasted 20 minutes. My arms shook. My breath came fast. "You're pushing too hard," a voice said behind me. I turned. "I'm fine," I replied. The man smiled slightly. "I hear that lie every day," he said. "I'm Mr. Carter." I nodded. "Okay." "You look angry," he added. "I'm focused," I said. He didn't argue. "Channel it," he said instead. "Anger's fuel if you don't let it burn you." I remembered those words. The next day I came back. "Again?" he asked. "Yeah," I replied. "Good," he said. "Consistency beats motivation." He started correcting my form. "Slow down," he said. "I don't want to," I replied. "Exactly why you need to," he answered. Between sets he asked, "What are you running from?" "I'm not," I said. He raised an eyebrow. "I'm running towards something," I corrected. He nodded like he understood. Outside the gym, my life got quieter. No drama. No late-night arguments. Just routine. I studied more. I slept better. The pain didn't leave, but it stopped screaming. One afternoon, Mia sat beside me in the library. "You moved seats," she said. "Needed a change," I replied. She looked at me for a moment. "You look different." "Better or worse?" "Stronger," she said. I didn't know how to answer that. We started talking more. Not about Alyssa. Not about Ethan. Just normal things. "What do you want to do after graduation?" she asked. "I want to be proud of myself," I said. She smiled. "That's a good goal." With her, there were no expectations. No pressure. No pretending. "You don't have to explain anything," she told me once. "I know," I replied. "That's why I'm here," she said. Some nights, that meant more than advice ever could. Meanwhile, Alyssa's laughter started sounding forced. I didn't notice at first. Ryan did. "They fight a lot," he said. "About what?" "Everything," he replied. "Ethan hates being questioned." "That's not my problem," I said. And it wasn't. One day, I passed them arguing near the cafeteria. "You're being dramatic," Ethan snapped. "You don't listen," Alyssa shot back. I kept walking. My heart didn't race. My hands didn't shake. Later, Ryan asked, "Did you see that?" "Yeah," I said. And nothing. That scared him more than anger would have. At the gym, Mr. Carter noticed my progress. "You're not lifting for revenge," he said. "No," I replied. "Good," he said. "Revenge fades. Discipline stays." I asked him once, "Does it ever stop hurting?" He paused. "It stops controlling you." That was enough. One evening, Alyssa texted me. "Are you avoiding me?" I stared at the message. I didn't reply. Mia noticed my phone light up. "You don't have to answer," she said. "I know," I replied. And for the first time, I meant it. A week later, I heard Alyssa crying outside the arts building. Ethan's voice was sharp. "You're overreacting," he said. "You said you'd be there," she replied. I turned a corner and left. I felt something strange then. Not joy. Relief. Ryan said it out loud later. "They're cracking," he said. "People always do when the image matters more than the bond," I replied. He stared at me. "Who are you?" "Someone learning," I said. At night, alone, the sadness still came. I loved her, I admitted to the dark. But I love myself enough now not to chase what doesn't choose me. That sentence felt new. Unsteady. Real. At the gym, Mr. Carter clapped my shoulder. "You're not angry anymore," he said. "I am," I replied. "Then why are you smiling?" "Because I'm not stuck," I said. Across campus, Alyssa and Ethan argued louder, cared less, posted less. Their world shrank while mine expanded. Mia walked with me one evening. "You're quieter," she said. "I'm listening more," I replied. "To what?" "To myself." She smiled and said, "That's dangerous." "For who?" I asked. "For anyone who underestimated you." I didn't laugh, because for the first time I understood something clearly. Revenge doesn't always look like fire. Sometimes it looks like silence. Sometimes it looks like growth. Sometimes it looks like moving forward while they're too busy looking back. And as they laughed less and fought more, I kept building. Quietly. Patiently. Relentlessly. Without touching them at all. I didn't hear about Ethan's fall from Alyssa. I heard it from whispers. Ryan dropped his bag beside me one afternoon and said, "You hear what happened?" "No," I replied. "He got called out in class," Ryan said. "Professor shut him down hard." "For what?" I asked. "Arrogance," he said. "Couldn't keep his mouth shut." I nodded once. "Sounds like him." Ryan studied my face. "You don't care?" "I care," I said. "Just not the way I used to." That was the truth. More things followed. People stopped laughing with Ethan and started laughing at him. Group projects avoided him. Friends distanced themselves. The charm wore thin when the ego stayed loud. One evening I overheard someone say, "He thinks he's untouchable." Another voice replied, "Not anymore." I kept walking. Alyssa noticed it too. I could see it in her eyes when I passed her. She looked tired. Quieter. The confidence she wore with Ethan didn't fit anymore. She stopped me outside the library one day. "Can we talk?" she asked. I paused. "About what?" "About us," she said softly. "There is no us," I replied calmly. She swallowed. "I miss how things were," she said. "I don't," I answered. That surprised her. "You don't miss me?" she asked. "I miss who I was before I lost myself," I said. She looked down. "I didn't mean to hurt you," she said. "But you did," I replied. She stepped closer. "You were good to me," she said. "I still am," I replied. "Just not available." That word hit her harder than any insult. Ryan clapped my shoulder later. "You handled that clean," he said. "I wasn't trying to win," I replied. "That's why you did," he said. Alyssa tried again days later. "Do you remember our first coffee?" she asked, forcing a smile. "Yes," I said. "You spilled it," she added. "I remember," I replied. She waited. "That's all?" she asked. "That's all," I said. She didn't understand how nostalgia had lost its power. Mia noticed the shift before anyone else. "You're calm," she said while we studied. "I worked for that," I replied. "It's intimidating," she said. "Good," I answered. She smiled, but there was respect in it. Meanwhile, Ethan's mask kept cracking. He snapped at people. He complained loudly. Alyssa stopped defending him. I saw them argue more than once. "You don't support me," he said sharply. "You don't respect anyone," she replied. I walked past them without slowing. Later that night, Alyssa texted me. "Can we meet? Please." I waited an hour before replying. Public place. We met at the campus cafe. She looked nervous. "You look different," she said. "So do you," I replied. She took a breath. "I messed up," she said. "Yes," I answered. She blinked. "That's it. That's the truth," I said. "I thought Ethan wanted me," she said. "He wanted attention," I replied. She nodded slowly. "I wasn't special," she whispered. "No," I said gently. "You weren't." Tears filled her eyes. "I regret it," she said. "I know," I replied. She reached for my hand. I didn't pull away. I didn't hold it either. "I'm sorry," she said. "I believe you," I replied. Her face lit up for half a second. Then, "But it's too late," I finished. Her hand dropped. "You don't hate me?" she asked. "No," I said. "That's worse," she whispered. She was right. Ryan asked me later, "How did it feel?" "Like closure," I said. "You sure?" "I didn't feel anything," I replied. Mia listened quietly when I told her. "She wanted you back," she said. "She wanted safety," I corrected. "And you?" "I want peace," I said. She nodded. "You already won." Ethan tried to confront me days later. "You think you're better than me?" he snapped. "No," I replied. "Then why do you look at me like that?" I'm not looking at you, I said. That ended it. Alyssa avoided me after that. When our eyes met, there was regret instead of confidence. She watched me laugh with friends. She watched me walk beside Mia. One afternoon she stopped me again. I see it now, she said quietly. See what? What I lost, she replied. I met her eyes. You didn't lose me, I said. You gave me away. She nodded, tears falling. I didn't stay. That night, Ryan raised a drink and said, to growth. I smiled. To silence. Mia texted me later. Proud of you. For what? I replied. For choosing yourself. I set my phone down and looked at my reflection. The man staring back didn't look desperate. He didn't look angry. He looked free. Karma didn't need my help. It just needed time. And for the first time, I let it speak while I walked forward, untouched, unbothered, and finally whole. Ethan cornered me outside the gym. You got a minute? He asked. I looked at him. Come. Tired. Smaller than I remembered. Make it quick, I said. He laughed, but it sounded forced. You really think you won something? He asked. I didn't compete, I replied. That threw him off. You enjoy this? He said. Enjoy what? I asked. Watching things fall apart, he snapped. I shook my head. I'm not watching you, I said. Don't lie, he replied. You think you're better than me now. I met his eyes. I don't think about you, I said. Silence hit him harder than anger ever could. He clenched his jaw. She still talks about you, he said. That's her problem, I replied. He stepped closer. You think you're special? No, I said. I think I'm done. His voice rose. You were boring, he said. I was honest, I replied. That's the same thing, he snapped. Not to me, I said. He scoffed. You didn't even fight for her. I didn't need to, I replied. She chose. That ended it. He stared at me like he was waiting for something. Rage, jealousy, fear. He found nothing. You're empty, he said. No, I replied. I'm free. I walked past him without another word. Later that evening, Alyssa found me. She was sitting alone near the arts building, knees pulled close, eyes red. I knew you'd come this way, she said quietly. I didn't, I replied. I'm just passing through. She stood up. Please, she said. Just listen. I nodded once. Talk. Her voice shook. I lost you, she said. Yes, I replied. Tears filled her eyes. I didn't understand what I had, she whispered. I know, I said. You loved me, she said. I did, I replied. She broke down then. I feel empty, she cried. He never cared the way you did. I didn't move. You were patient, she continued. I was loyal, I corrected. She looked up. Why don't you hate me? She asked. Because hate would mean I still need something from you, I said. That truth hit her hard. I ruined everything, she said. You made choices, I replied. She stepped closer. I wish I could go back, she said. I don't, I answered. That hurt her more than rejection. So this is it? She asked. This was it a long time ago, I said. She wiped her face. You're different, she said. I had to become, I replied. She nodded slowly. I see it now, she said. The way you stand. The way you speak. That's growth, I said. And I missed it, she whispered. Yes, I replied. She reached for me then stopped herself. I'm sorry, she said. I know, I replied. There was nothing else to say. I left her there, crying quietly, not because I was cold, but because staying would be dishonest. At the gym later, Mr. Carter watched me finish a set. You look lighter, he said. I am, I replied. He nodded. Did you choose peace? Yes, I said. That's harder than revenge, he replied. I thought revenge would feel better, I admitted. It feels loud, he said. Peace feels strong. I sat down beside him. They're hurting, I said. That's not your responsibility, he replied. I know, I said. Ryan called me that night. You good? I am, I replied. She cried, he said. I figured, I answered. You okay with that? Yes, I said. I don't feel powerful. I feel finished. That's power, he said. Mia met me the next day. You look calm, she said. I am, I replied. Did you get closure? I stopped needing it, I said. She smiled softly. That's dangerous, she said again. For who? For anyone who thinks silence means weakness. I watched Alyssa from a distance once more that week. She walked slower. She checked her phone more. She looked back when she laughed like she expected someone to be there. I wasn't. Ethan stopped showing up altogether. One evening, alone, I asked myself the final question. Did I want revenge? The answer surprised me. No, I whispered. Revenge would have tied me to them forever. Peace cut the cord. I stood in front of the mirror again. You kept your dignity, I said. And you didn't become cruel, I added. That mattered. The power didn't shift because they fell. It shifted because I stood. I didn't destroy them. I didn't expose them. I didn't say anything cruel. I rebuilt myself quietly. And when I walked away for the last time, there was no weight on my chest. No anger in my hands. Just certainty. I had already won. Time passed. I woke up one morning and realized I barely thought about her. Not really. Ryan dropped by with his usual grin. You still alive? He asked. Barely, I replied. You sound calm, he said. I am, I said. That's terrifying, he laughed. I smiled. It felt strange, this quiet. The boy I had been, the one desperate for approval, desperate to be loved, desperate to prove himself, was gone. I remembered that boy. Sitting alone on the benches after everything broke. The tears, the nights of silence, the shaking hands. He had been fragile, lost, but alive. And he had survived. I texted Mia one afternoon. Coffee? I asked. Sure, she replied instantly. When we met, she smiled. You've changed, she said. Yeah, I said. I finally had to. We talked about small things. Our future plans. Classes. Life. She laughed at something I said, a quiet, unforced laugh. I realized I hadn't laughed like that in months. You seem steady, she said. I'm learning, I replied. She reached across the table and touched my hand. I didn't pull away. I didn't lean in. I just let it rest there. Warm, quiet, harmless. Later, walking back through campus, I saw her, Alyssa. She was older somehow, tired, like life had aged her beyond her years. She spotted me immediately. My name, she whispered. I didn't respond. Her eyes widened slightly, confused. I could see the words she wanted to say, apologies, regrets, explanations, but they didn't matter anymore. I had stopped being the boy who waited for answers. I walked past her, slow and calm. No anger. No longing. Just peace. A voice inside me whispered, this is it. The end. I didn't look back. That night I called Ryan. She's still around? He asked. Yeah, I said. And it doesn't matter, I replied. He was silent for a moment. You're really free, he said finally. I am, I confirmed. I sat in my room later, staring at the ceiling. I thought about the boy I was, naive, trusting, broken, and the man I had become, quiet, steady, unshaken. I thought about all the lessons. Love doesn't justify disrespect. Silence can be louder than anger. Peace is stronger than revenge. Self-respect is priceless. I picked up my phone and sent a message to Mia. Thanks, I wrote. For what? She replied. For understanding, I typed. Her reply was simple, always. I smiled, leaning back in my chair. Days later, I walked past Alyssa again. She glanced at me, eyes heavy with regret. I felt nothing, no love, no hate, just recognition. She whispered my name again. I kept walking. The wind brushed past me. Leaves fell from the trees. The campus was quiet. I realized the truth fully then. The end wasn't losing her. It had been losing myself. And I had found myself again. I stopped near the fountain, looking at my reflection in the water. I didn't flinch at what I saw. I didn't shrink. I didn't apologize for being who I had become. The man staring back was steady, whole, untouchable by the past. I whispered to him, you did it. The past no longer had power. Betrayal had been a teacher. Pain had been fuel. Loss had been a guide. I walked forward, steps firm, chest open, shoulders straight. No resentment. No longing. Just clarity. Ryan called later. You okay? I'm more than okay, I said. I'm me. Mia texted. Coffee tomorrow? I replied, sure. And in that moment I understood something fully. The world hadn't changed. People hadn't changed. But I had. I had reclaimed my life, my mind, my heart. And that was all that mattered. The boy who cried over betrayal was gone. The man who walked forward without hate or need was here. And he wouldn't look back again. I had survived. I had grown. I had become myself. And nothing, not love, not loss, not regret, could take that away. For the first time in a long time I felt complete. Not because I had her. Not because I had revenge. because I had me. And that was enough.